Hey Pisces, I'm Ryan with Erosoflovetarot. Casey's here making a little appearance this morning. We just went for a walk and he's being extra needy today. So we'll see if he decides to come back. So we're going to do your August 2021 Love Situationship Love Tarot reading today. As always, we start with the astrology in the sky, and August starts out with a little bit of a bang. So we're going to go through another series of T-squares, and if you watched my videos last month, I talk a lot about this. We went through the T-squares with Venus and Mars over to Saturn, making an opposition over to Saturn and a square to Uranus. Now the Sun and Mercury are going to go through this same T-square earlier this week. So it's kind of like a repeat of the themes that were happening in early July. So let's do a little bit of analysis on this. So right now, the Sun is sitting over in Leo, and for you, that is your sixth house. Leo is 6 signs past Pisces. The sixth house is a complicated house. Oftentimes, astrologers say that this is the house of work, routine, mundane affairs, health, also pets. Can you see over there? But ancient astrologers also say this could be a house of oppression, unfortunate events, feeling oppressed, feeling like you're bound or a slave to something or an idea, to someone. So it can feel like it's the drudgery of life. You just have to get through it sometimes. Saturn, which the Sun is going to be making an opposition over to, is sitting in your 12th house in Aquarius. Aquarius is 12 signs past Pisces. And the 12th and the 6th are complicated houses. The 12th has a lot to do sometimes with confinement and isolation. It's a hidden house. This is where unexpected events sometimes come out of. But it's also a house of self-undoing and self-sabotage, escapism. So you have to be really careful here because your ruling planet Jupiter just retrograded back into that 12th house of Aquarius. It's at the very last degrees. It just retrograded out of your first house back into your 12th. So this is kind of a review here of 12th house matters. So things happening in the subconscious, research, isolation and confinement. So it can feel just very confining at this point in time, and feeling like you're oppressed. It's an unconscious need to let something go that you're just feeling like you're bound to, in a sense. And that Sun-Saturn opposition can point to problems with authority figures, problems with the father. It can point to feeling like you're not good enough overall, a little bit of pessimism. So you got to be really careful here, but it brings about this feeling of discipline and responsibility. Like you got to take something on, you got to be the adult about something. And the T-square kind of looks like a timeout, and I'm going to say it is a timeout. That's the way I see this because it brews up a lot of tension. Right in the middle, the T right here is sitting Uranus, and Uranus is this planet of liberation, rebellion, innovation, freedom. It rules electricity, so could be electric moments with this as well. And that's sitting over in Taurus, and Taurus is your 3rd house of communication, local communities, marketing and selling. What's on your mind? It has a lot to do with writing and speech. So communication, oppression, the drudgery of life, health, work, routine, and then you got this 12th house of hidden things. So it's happening in the subconscious. So it's this bubbling of mental energy of something that just needs to be released, and it brings up tension of some sort for you. These aren't easy houses necessarily. It could come in the form of communication, but it's going to be something in that 6th house where the Sun is sitting right now. That 6th house again has to do with work, routine, health, mundane affairs, oppression, feeling bound to something, and it's just feeling like almost like a feeling of an inadequacy of some type, and you're trying to just rid yourself of these toxic thinking habits of some type. So keep that in mind. This is what's playing out over the first week. Not easy stuff, and it relates back to what was happening in early July. So it could be a theme of like, why am I dealing with this again? And it's the Sun coming in and making this T-square again with Saturn and Uranus. The love planet Venus, however, is sitting in your 7th house of partnerships, one-on-one relationships, legal contracts, sexuality, sitting over in Virgo. So Venus is the lord of the 7th house. So generally speaking, she does really well here. So something good something benefic could very well come in here where you're like, thank God I have my loving spouse, or I have my boyfriend or my girlfriend here to help me through some of this mental energy, this subconscious energy that's coming up. Now, the caveat, and I say it's a big caveat, is that Venus is exalted in your sign, Pisces, but she's in her fall position in your exact opposite sign of Virgo. So it's kind of like a fallen female figure of some type, something aesthetically that's not pleasing. This can also be a lot of self-criticism or criticism within a relationship, nagging. Virgo likes to nag and kind of nitpick and, attention to detail. And they want to fix things, but not always. They're not always very good at communicating that. So when Venus is sitting over here, it can kind of feel like you're just like, I can't believe we're going through this again. Like we're dealing with some type of aesthetics or some type of emotion or some type of relationship that feels a little fallen right now. And it could deal with even mother figures and reproduction too. So keep that in mind. There could be some complications with pregnancy over the next couple of weeks. The good news is that Venus moves out of Virgo in about 3 weeks or so, and she's going to move into her home sign of Libra, where she's dignified and she rules Libra. So if there's some, he sees a dog outside. So if things are kind of tense right now in relationships, a lot of things coming up from the subconscious, feeling bound or oppressed, there's some harmony, there's some cooperation, and some coming together when Venus moves into her home sign of Libra, because Libra is the scales and it's balance. So it's like, it's a coming together of sorts. So you just got to make it through the next couple of weeks. Not easy houses overall. And your ruling planet Jupiter is going to be sitting in that 12th house for the rest of the year. So you got to be really careful of self-sabotage, escapism, drugs, sex, alcohol, generally speaking. If you can stay away from it as much as possible, do that. But you might be subconsciously start thinking about all of these things because strict Saturn's sitting over there and now Jupiter's sitting over there too. So it's just a coalesce of push and pull. Where do I go? Are you dealing with things that are happening up here? And it's a flush of mental energy. So think about it that way. Something has to be flushed from the mental energy. That's a lot. All right. So that's what's happening in the sky for the week. We're going to do your situationship reading, a little business beforehand. If you like these videos and would like to see more of them, please click the like button and subscribe. It helps the channel and it's very much appreciated for me. And you get to see more of my smiling face. If you're looking for a personal reading, my email is in the description box below. Just send me an email and we'll set up a time to chat. So, the situationship. I think it's going to have something to do with what's happening on the subconscious level, whatever's on your mind right now. Could be things that you're just feeling bound to, oppressed from. Sometimes there's some misfortunate events that happen in that 6th house, but have no worries. Sometimes you got Venus sitting in the 7th, so there is some good things that come from that, and you could meet someone new at this time if you're single, but again, like it's kind of like give it a couple weeks. Like don't be jumping in head first because Venus is in her fall, so sometimes it doesn't always bring the most pleasant things in, but we'll see. We'll pull some cards, 6 cards from the tarot, 1 from the angels for your advice today, Pisces. Let's see what's happening with you. My neighbor is playing some music right now. Hopefully it's not being caught on the audio. It's driving me a little bit nuts, but it's fine. I'll deal with it. Like it's noon. Like do we have to be blasting music right now at this hour? But anyway. All right. This is for Pisces. Keep in mind, these are general readings. Messages won't resonate with all of you. Be sure you take a look at your rising or your ascendant, your sun and your Venus sign. Sometimes those readings will speak more to you or resonate more with you, depending on what's happening in your natal chart. So if it's not Pisces, take a look at those. Give this one last shuffle. Feeling pretty good about that. All right, so first card out for you, Pisces, is going to be the general energy of the reading. The sun, very good. Well, the sun, we just talked about that, is sitting over in that 6th house. So again, it's pointing to work, routine, mundane affairs, your daily life. Again, this could point to some children too, because the sun also represents children. So this is actually a very happy card. It's one of the best cards in the deck. Some of you might find out that you're pregnant. Maybe you find out someone at work is pregnant. This has a lot to do with children most of the time, but it's a happy feeling. So I love seeing this for you overall. Things could be really great. Or in the middle of summer, you see the sunflowers here. So good reading overall. We'll see what else is happening. This is your immediate environment. This is what is crossing you. 5 of Cups. So these are 2 archetypal differences here. This is all that glitters is gold. This is happiness. This is emotional fulfillment. This has a little bit to do with some depression, oppression, feeling bound to something, having to let something go. 5 of Cups is a difficult card. You'll see here that there's 3 cups spilled. Here, the cups are down. Those represent emotions. And 2 cups remain up, and he's got his head down. He's just feeling like there's a loss here. Has a feeling of depression too. So if some of you are just feeling really down, I would say this, go seek help. Go talk to a therapist, because sometimes a professional, or come talk to me too, I can help you out. But if it's bad and you're really feeling that weight, definitely go seek help. But this card to me is always a feeling of disappointment. Something didn't work out. Something that you wanted desperately, not desperately, but you thought was going to bring a lot of happiness. Perhaps just it's not working out for whatever reason. We're gonna pull more cards to see what's happening. This is the Destiny. This is the Future card. Ooh, Knight of Cups. So you could have been dealing with this person. We might need to pull some clarification for this. But the Knight of Cups is one of the best knights in the deck. This is an offer of commitment. It's an offer of fulfillment. It's an offer of love. He holds out the cup here, and he's, it's the knight in shining armor, essentially, of the tarot. So this is where things are headed. So if things are a little bit rocky, or you had to leave something behind, you're feeling a little, down in the dumps right now, have no fear, because this guy is coming your way. So let's see what's going on, with the rest of the cards. But generally speaking, I like seeing this knight for you, especially in the Destiny position. Pisces. This is the distant past. Yeah, you have a victory in the past here. Winning something over, winning a person over, having that person by your side. Sometimes this does represent marriage. So some of you could have broke off a relationship. Some of you might be getting a divorce, even depending on what this is all about here. But this is the distant past. So it's having that victory in the past, but you might be moving towards someone new. We're going to see what's happening. But I like seeing this card because this is the victory card of some type. So you had a victory in the past, something really good here, feeling great about yourself, having that self-confidence to get yourself out there if you're single, right? This is the recent past. Yeah, so perhaps you were taking a little bit of a break here. And this it goes hand in hand with the 5 of Cups. The 7 of Pentacles has to do with you taking a break to look at what it is you're building. What direction are you going? Are the people in your life aligned with you on values? Because Pentacles represent value. So in a love reading, this has a lot to do with values, and you're taking a look at, you're stepping back for just a moment, and you're saying, is this for me? Is this right for me right now? And it's good to take a rest. It's good to just think about where it is you're going here, because you have great cards here, except for the one thing that's crossing you. So we might have to clarify that 5 of Cups later on in this reading. But this is the man building up his resources, investing in himself, taking a break and saying, okay, where do I go next? What's aligning with me and my values? And do these people in my life align with that right now? So it's just a little bit of a break. Here's the outcome. 6 of Swords. So it is you moving away from a situation. These two go hand in hand. And this has to do with thoughts. usually. So it's just a pattern of thought where you thought, this was your person, this is what I'm doing right now. It could be how you approach relationships. It could be your philosophy of relationships overall. And remember when I said things are coming up from the subconscious for you to realign, things that could have been almost oppressive at times, or you're feeling bound to it. And this is the release. And that was what I was talking about with that T-square. It's the release of the mental energy of things subconsciously holding you back. It's that self-undoing, it's that self-sabotage, it's repeating patterns that don't align with you, and it's you leaving that behind. And what I like about this is that this aligns really nicely with the Destiny card, because you're headed toward this guy. You're headed toward your knight in shining armor here. You're trying to have the happiness, the children, the victory, investing in yourself. But you got to leave something behind that's not serving you. And I think it's just patterns in relationships here that you subconsciously do. You unconsciously bring these on. And it's time for you to really recognize that. And there could be triggers happening right now in your daily life, in your mundane affairs, that are pointing you in that direction, and what needs to change here, what needs to be let go, Pisces. Let's pull a card from the angels just to clarify what's happening here. Yeah, past life relationship. You've known each other before. I had a feeling of this because this Knight of Cups energy, the victory, the sun, all points to something that could be really magnetic, really passionate, a lot of emotional fulfillment. The cups represent water, so that is you, Pisces. Could be working with another Scorpio or a Cancer. This is the Leo card. Could be a Leo as well. We're in Leo season. The sun rules Leo. So, if any of these signs are coming up, all the better. But past life relationships can be really difficult because you can feel magnetically drawn to these people, like you're supposed to be together, kind of like a soulmate type energy. And Pisces, that's what you want. You're all about the spiritual connection. And past life relationships can be really magnetic, really great, but they can also bring in a lot of sorrow and a lot of hurt because you guys have karma to fulfill. You have a lesson to learn in love here that needs to play out so you can rise to that next level of love. And sometimes it brings on these feelings of depression. Like, why isn't this working out? Why can't I do this? And it's you fulfilling this karma of this past life relationship. Not saying it's not going to work out, not saying that it can't work out, because perhaps there is with this knight. It is the knight in shining armor here. But I think what it is that you're getting over a past life relationship here that could have been really disappointing, really hurtful, and you're hoping for that victory. You're hoping to bring in that long-term relationship, and now you're working on yourself. You're taking a pause. You're moving away from the situation, and this guy comes in. When Jupiter moves into your sign in 2022, it's going to be an expansion of the self, an expansion of identity, an expansion of spirituality and morality and faith and hope and inspiration. It's coming, Pisces. These 12th house transits sitting in Aquarius are difficult to get through, but if you can look at the things that you do to self-undo yourself, self-sabotage, unconsciously bring about patterns that just have to go, you're going to be golden, and you're going to get past these past life karmic relationships. I do like where this is going. We are going to clarify, I want to clarify this Five of Cups energy here. Yeah, it's the Nine of Cups. So I wanted to see a little bit more about this. This is obsession. This is late night thinking. Not getting a lot of sleep. This is just going around and around in circles mentally about something that was plaguing you. So it's time to let this go. I think this is what this is saying. The Six of Swords is saying you can't undo the past. You can't bring back people that have left. And universe is realigning you here for something much better. So you just have to go through the motions here. You have to do your healing mechanisms, and you have to slowly start to let go of something that's plaguing you in the mind and unconsciously coming up again and again and again. It's just going around in circles. And I think this is what it's all about, hoping someone's going to come back, hoping that you can make something anew here. But I think someone else is trying to come in, and someone that could be really good for you overall, Pisces. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Let me know if it's resonating with you. We'll be back next week for more of your August readings. So take care, Pisces. Until next time.